Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Early Bird Betting Show here, presented by the Coda Sports Gambling Network. Kyle is back, and his camera is back, and he is good to go. Wearing the Iowa Hawkeyes shirt there. Yesterday we had a couple minor technical difficulties, but we are back again here today for Thursday, June 10th. So, Kyle, how are we doing this morning?
Well, I just found out yesterday that my camera has a switch on the top of it that controls whether the camera is on or off. It's beyond me. This is a brand new laptop, but we're doing good. We're doing good. I had a pretty solid day betting yesterday, and I'm ready to keep it rolling.
Awesome. Sounds good. I didn't have a too terrible of a day. 3 and 4, I guess, wasn't positive, but a couple teams that I had really blew some leads. I had the Cleveland Indians. They led 2-0 early on. They ended up losing to the Cardinals 8-2. I also had the Red Sox money line. They were up 2-0, I believe, as well over the Astros. Astros won 8-3. And then, of course, Kyle, Chicago Cubs got it done against Darvish and the Padres. The Padres had the early 1-0 lead, but the Cubs come through on the road and take a 3-1 lead there. So, overall, Kyle, any games, NBA, NHL, MLB stand out to you last night?
I was surprised that the Astros pulled that off against the Red Sox. And actually, I feel for Pumba because that was one of the games he used all 5 units on and lost. And actually, if he would have gotten that right, he would have been fairly close to you pace in the Coda Capper contest if he would have got that right. But unfortunately, not the case. But yeah, that was pretty fluky.
Yeah, he what did he finish? Up 5 units or something? Did I see this?
He finished plus 5 units. So the only ones actually ahead of him are you and Soup and DJ's friend Alex.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Again, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you can go over to the Gambling Feud Twitter, and they have an episode that drops every single Wednesday, and they have a guest picker on every single Wednesday, and whoever, they give out some units to that guest picker, and the guest picker can kind of disperse them out of the games that they give the guest picker, and they're going to do Elite 8 you guys are going to try and do, right?
Yep. It's an Elite 8 contest. We're going to have our top 8 gamblers, and we're going to have like a month-long contest here in December, and the winner will get a prize of TBD. And I do want to apologize to you, Pace, and people at home. My cat is playing with just about everything right now, and I've tried to get him to stop, and he won't do it. So
it's all good, Kyle. It's all good. We got the dog in the background playing back here with this toy too. So hey, we might rename the show to gambling and pets or something. Who knows? We'll see.
Gonna have to, yes.
All right, so here we go. We get into the slate for today. A little smaller slate in the MLB, but we do have obviously 2 NBA games that we can kick off with right away. Real quick on Wednesday, obviously the Suns. I don't know. The Suns are up 2-0. The Nuggets just can't seem to find any help besides the Joker. He had 24 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Will Barton, I think, was a second leading scorer coming off the bench there for the Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. is not doing too much. Aaron Gordon's trying to he's trying, but his outside shots aren't falling. And Chris Paul looks like he's 25 years old and in his prime. And the Suns are looking really good right now. They get the win 123-98. This total got really close last night, Kyle. I had 222.5. I took the over. It was dead for 3 quarters, really, and then obviously they scored 68 points there in the fourth quarter. Got really, really close. If the Nuggets would have scored one more bucket, or the Suns one more bucket, this over would have hit for me. But unfortunately, it does not, and the under cashes 123-98. So today here, Kyle, we have 2 games. Of course, the Milwaukee Bucks head home. They probably need it here. Head back to Milwaukee to take on the Nets down 2-0. The Bucks minus 3.5 at home. The over is 234. Then at 9 p.m. Central Time, you have the Clippers taking on the Jazz. The Jazz minus 3 at home, trying to go ahead, I should say, 2-0. The over/under 222.5. So, Kyle, out of these 2 games, what do you like here?
I'm pretty surprised the Nets are underdogs here. I know Milwaukee is hosting, but the Nets have just, even without Harden, have just been destroying the Bucks. And I know the Bucks are at home, but I mean, being at home can only do so much. I love the Bucks plus 3.5. I love the money line. I think they can get it done in Milwaukee. I think that's a good move. I know Harden is still out for this game, but the Nets have been playing still fairly solid without Harden. So I think that's definitely the move here. And I'm going to ride the Clippers bandwagon again. I think that, Kawhi didn't play his best game. Paul George didn't play his best game. But I think if they play both up to their potential, they would have beat the Jazz at home last time. I don't think they're going to shoot like that again. So I do like the Clippers +3 as well as money line too. So I like the away underdogs.
All right, I like it. I also like the away underdog in this first game. I just don't know. Like you said, I think the wrong team is favored, right? How can the Bucks be 3.5-point favorites when they just got killed the first two games, even without Harden? And obviously, like Kyle mentioned, Harden will not play here in this contest. But the Nets have just they look like the complete better team. They look like they want to win a championship here, and the Bucks are in some trouble. But heading home, we'll see if that helps them. So I like the Nets here as well. I also lean the over, 234. I know if B. Russ was on this show, he'd lean the over too. He wouldn't want to take an under. So I kind of like this over 234 as well. Then it's this other game here. I'm going to roll with the Jazz. I know the Jazz are my team in our little random draw in the NBA playoffs, so I'm cheering for them. I'm going to take them -3. The Clippers in that first series against the Mavs obviously weren't too good at home, right? Other than that last game 7, I think they lost all their games at home and won all the other games on the road. So I'm going to stick with this trend. And yeah, they're on the road here, but I like the Jazz. -3, I think they can get it done. 222.5. I like the under here. Lean the under. But my best bet here is the Jazz -3 and the Nets +3.5.
I like it.
There we go. I might have some prop bets too here later. Just kind of looking down my list. I have Giannis. You think he'd have to show up, right? He's going to have a big game. So I'm eyeing that over 50.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I don't hate that. And then I kind of like the Chris Middleton too, over 2.5 3-pointers. He kind of really turned it on there in the second half of Game 2 with his outside shooting after he struggled in Game 1 and really in that first half of Game 2 as well. So over 2.5 3-pointers. It's actually a pretty good number here too, Kyle. I think I can get it at +110 for over 2.5. So I'm eyeing those two prop bets for that Nets-Bucks game. And then I might have something too for the Clippers-Jazz. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go. Maybe lean in a little Kennard. I believe that's right. Is it Kennard? Yeah, I think it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luke Kennard. I like him as a player. I might be eyeing a prop bet. I just like doing prop bets on players I like watching. So, again, you can follow me on Twitter at CodaCapperPace. And, of course, the network, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at CodaCappers. And, of course, for Kyle's best bets, you can follow him at Commdog, Kommdog. So there's our NBA bets there. Of course, if you're looking for our best bets, you can follow us and find those on Twitter as we'll tweet those out here later this morning. All right, Kyle, in the NHL, the Bruins. The Islanders season continues. Their Cinderella season, obviously 32-17-7 on the year, but just dominate the Bruins at the Coliseum 6-2. 3 goals there in the second period, and they head on to the next round, take on the Tampa Bay Lightning, I believe, and they win that series 4-2. Did you catch any of that game, Kyle?
Again, I was just watching the stream. They actually weren't at Borelli's. They were actually in the Coliseum,
yeah.
Frank, all those guys. That was pretty fun to watch. I caught bits and pieces of that, and I was just watching on my phone just the kind of the score updates. As I did take the Islanders money line there because I thought you disagreed on that one. DJ thought it had to go to a game 7. I thought they were going to end it at home, so it worked out in my favor this time. But I didn't get a chance to watch any of the game, unfortunately. But
yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't a great game. Obviously, 6-2 wasn't a very competitive hockey game. The Bruins kind of just folded there late and let a couple other goals in. But yeah, I thought this would go to a game 7 as well. I actually took the Islanders yesterday too, so that helped out. But I just figured this was going to a game 7, and it didn't. The Islanders don't want to go to game 7. They want to go to the next round instead. So they'll take on the Tampa Bay Lightning here, starting up, I believe, is it this weekend, I think. So today, though, Thursday, June 10th, we have another game, a game 6. A lot of people think this has to go to game 7 as the Vegas Golden Knights have now won 3 straight against the Colorado Avalanche. Golden Knights at home, -135. The over-under, 5.5 as they try and advance to the next round here and take out the Avalanche, who were at one time the Vegas favorite to win the Stanley Cup. So here, Kyle, what do you like here?
This game's got to go to a game 7. Colorado's just too good to lose a series 4-2 and not force a game 7 at home. I know Vegas has been really, really solid at home. I just don't think that's going to play much of an impact today. I like Colorado money line here. I think they're going to pull it off, force a game 7. I also like the over.
Okay.
I know it's kind of weird because most of the time in Vegas, it's kind of been a little bit more low scoring, especially with Marc-Andre Fleury at goalie. They haven't gotten as many goals, but I think for a game 6, they're going to score quite a bit. So I like Colorado money line, and I also like the over in this game.
All right, I like it here. As we look at the games here, the first one, obviously the Avalanche won 7-1, then they won 3-2, and then they lost 3 straight. Then they lost 3-2, 5-1, and 3-2. as well. So I also like the Avalanche here too. I just think the values here, they can't lose 3 in a row, right? Or 4 in a row, I should say. After up 2-0, they cannot lose 4 in a row, right? So I think this is going to go to a Game 7, head back to Colorado, and then we'll see what happens there. So I also like the over here as well. I just think it's going to be a high-scoring game in Vegas. Energy is going to be going high. There's going to be high energy in this stadium, and we'll see what happens here. So I like the Avalanche here too, Kyle.
All right, we agree. That's a plus.
Again, I don't know if that's good or if that's bad, but I think in the past, Kyle, when we've agreed, we've done okay together, so that's good.
No, it hasn't been too bad. And actually, it's funny. Me and DJ were talking about it whenever we were talking about Puma Cakes. Is the one game that Puma Cakes lost, and he lost 5 units, was that Red Sox Astros game. And me and DJ were all about the Astros, and Puma tailed us, and it didn't work out, and he lost 5 units. Now, on one game, he actually faded us. Or if he would have faded us that game, he actually would have been in good shape. But he tailed us with that Yankees game, and he won 5 units there. But he was going to bet 5 units no matter what in that game. But sometimes it's best when 2 people agree to fade them, and sometimes it's good to tail them. You really got to decide what's the best move.
Absolutely. And I know Puma got burned too with the Twins kind of coming back late in that game because he had the Yankees -1.5, -2.5, -3.5, and I think he had a -4.5 too. And the Twins lost by 3, I believe, correct?
Yeah.
So he kind of got burned there as the Yankees were up big early and the Twins kind of chipped away. So it'll be interesting to see if the Twins can get one here today as we start in our MLB slate of games here. Not a ton of games, but we can break down the ones that we have here. We have some early games, Kyle, and that's the best here on Thursday, June 10th, 11:35 Central Time. You gotta love it. Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Dodgers -219. The over/under is 8.5. Then you have the Milwaukee Brewers at the same time here taking on the Cincinnati Reds. The Brewers -111. The over/under is at 8. And then at 12:05 you have the Atlanta Braves taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies -135. The over/under 7.5. And then our last game here, Kyle, we'll talk about is at 12:05 as well. The Seattle Mariners taking on the Detroit Tigers. Even money for both these squads. The over/under 9.5.
Yeah, so I'm trying to find some value in this Dodgers-Pirates game because everything is so leaning towards the Dodgers. I don't think the Pirates have any shot of winning this game. So I think the best value is over 4.5 first 5 for this game. I think the Dodgers will score quite a few runs in those first 5 innings with Mitch Keller on the mound for the Pirates. So I like over 4.5 first 5. I also really, really like the Brewers here. I get them at my book at -111. I think that's a value move, especially with Luis Castillo on the mound for the Reds, who's had a really, really bad season so far. I think that's value, only getting that at -111. I think they will do really good. And this Freddie Peralta actually was 5 outs away from a no-hitter last Friday against the Diamondbacks. So he's been pitching really well. So I like the Brewers money line there.
All right.
It for me.
All right, I like it. I also like the Brewers there too. Like you said, Freddie Peralta, 6-1, 2.25 ERA. Kind of surprised that the Brewers weren't a little heavier favorites. Might be something to check out there. Keep an eye on. Obviously, this starts pretty early, 11:35 Central Time. But I like the Brewers here, -111. And then I like the Pittsburgh Pirates. I like under 3.5 runs as Julio Urias is going for the Dodgers. 8-2, a 3.48 ERA, so you gotta love it there. I also might hit Julio's under for his Ks. He hasn't striking out a lot of people. I think in his 10 wins, 8 of those wins, he's had less than 7 strikeouts, I believe. And I'm not sure what the strikeout prop is. I'd figured probably like around 7.5, 8, 8.5. So I might dabble in that as well. But I like the Pirates here under 3.5 runs. Then I like the Philadelphia Phillies over 4 runs as well. And I like the Seattle Mariners over 4.5 runs also. So taking a little team totals here, Kyle, for this Thursday, June 10th here.
I like it.
All right, so there's our early games, and then our late games here. We'll kind of split them up as we have, let's see, 1, 2, 4. We have, 6 late games here. So let's go 3 at a time here. The San Francisco Giants taking on Max Scherzer and the Washington Nationals. Nationals -177, over under 7.5. Then at 6:10 Central, you have the Colorado Rockies, who got their 5th away win yesterday against the Miami Marlins. However, the Marlins -203 on this money line here, and the over/under 7.5. Then at 6:10 Central as well, the Houston Astros, who obviously came back and beat the Red Sox last night, but the Red Sox -111, over-under is at 9 as Zach Greinke is going for the Astros. So, Kyle, out of those 3 games, what do you like here?
This is going to surprise some people. I actually like the Giants.
Okay.
Money line against Max Scherzer. They got Anthony Disclafani.
Yeah, close. I think. Yeah, better than I could have done.
we'll go with it, but he's not too shabby on the mound. I think getting the Giants, who have had one of the best record, if not the best record in the MLB, at plus money and plus 160. That's big for me. So absolutely. I like the Giants plus 160, and I'm going to try this game one more time and try and see if I can get it right this time. I like a Blue Jays White Sox no-run first inning.
All right. I like it. Kyle, back on the nerfies there and hoping to cash with that one. I also like I lean the Giants. That's not my bet for this game, but I like San Francisco over 3 runs at plus money. I think this is going to be a little high-scoring game. Max Scherzer maybe gets banged up a little bit. I know he's had a decent ERA at 2.22 ERA, but he does have 4 losses on the year. So over 3, I'll take that with the Giants on the road. And then I'm going back to the Marlins, right? The Rockies can't win a second in a row on the road, can they? So I'm going to take the Marlins run line, -1.5 at -105, and hope for a big Miami Marlins win at home as they are -203 on that money line. Then I like the under in this Blue Jays Chicago White Sox game. Kind of a difficult game there yesterday for the under, but I'm going to go back here as you have two solid pitchers. You have for Toronto going, I'm going to butcher his name. Is it Yayan Jin Ray? Is that how you say it? We got a couple tough pitchers here.
I think it's Hin Jin Ryu.
There you go. I was not even close. So there we go. He's 5-3, a 3.23 ERA, and then you have, of course, Dallas Keuchel, 4-1, a 4.25 ERA. So I'm going to take the under there as well, and those will be my 4 plays here in this time slot. So the final 3 games we have here, Kyle, is of course 2 games here. The New York Yankees taking on the Minnesota Twins. Yankees -130, over under is at 11. Then at 8:40 Central Time, the last game of the night, the Kansas City Royals taking on the Oakland A's. The A's -145, and the over under is at 8. So what do you like here, Kyle?
This might come and bite me in the butt, but I like the Twins here.
Hey!
I'm gonna take them. They got Yankees got Michael King on the mound, who's been struggling quite a bit. J.A. Happ hasn't had a horrible season record-wise, pretty high ERA, but I think the Twins can pull one out, at least one at Target Field today. So I like the Twins money line. I also like the A's money line here. I think -145 is quite a bit of value for against this Royals team who's been struggling quite a bit this year. So I like the Twins money line, and I like the A's money line.
All right. I'm also with the Kyle on the Twins, right? They have to get one at home, right? They have to give the fans something here. J.A. Happ, 3-2, a 5.61 ERA, but Michael King, 0-3. Little smaller ERA, though, 3.62. So maybe look for the under there, possibly. But I like the Twins here, too. And I'm going to go with the Royals. I'm going to go with some road dogs here in the AL Central and hope these 2 teams can get some wins. Excuse me, the Twins aren't on the road, but they are underdogs. The Royals on the road and underdogs +145. So I'm going to roll with them here, Kyle. And those are my 2 bets here.
All right, I like it.
All right, so a little quicker show here today, obviously with not a huge slate of MLB games, but let's check out the WNBA slate, Kyle, as we always do. See if any lines are out here. We just have one game, I believe, as the Sparks taking on the Washington Mystics. The Mystics -6 at home. The over-under here is 160. Anything you like here, Kyle?
I really like the Mystics, man. Yeah. I've always been a big Mystics guy. The Sparks have been struggling quite a bit this year, so I like the Mystics -6.
Yep, I am right there with you. The Sparks a little banged up here, and I'm going to roll with the Washington Mystics -6. I also like the over 162 or 160 here as well. But my best bet here, I like the Mystics -6 as well. So there we go. Cool. All right, Kyle, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up here and send everybody on their way for June 10th, Thursday? Oh, did we lose?
I don't believe so. No, let's.
Hey, you're back. All right, you just froze there for a second.
Yeah, I just said I don't believe I have anything else. It's just a good day to have a good day.
Awesome, sounds good. Again, you can follow the network at Coda Cappers, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Of course, you can follow Kyle on Twitter at Comdog, KOMMDOG, and myself at Coda Capper Pace. And you can check all our articles out. We have a soccer article that just went live yesterday. Shout out Dan. He'll be coming on the Mount Lockmore podcast next Thursday. and you can check out his stuff. I also have I'm going to finally announce what NHL team I'm rolling with for the remainder of my life here, Kyle, later today. So you'll be sure to check that out, codasportscappers.com. Again, you can follow the Gambling Feud podcast as well and the Mount Lockmore podcast. Gambling Feud comes out every Wednesday. Mount Lockmore will be out later today, I believe, and will be also out on Mondays as well, Mondays and Thursdays. So again, thank you all for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz, and we will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Let's have a day.